I mean, bro, have you seen Logan Paul wrestle? I recently saw Logan Paul wrestle. Dude, that guy's an athlete. I don't even know why he would box. Dude, that guy's doing somersaults and all kinds of, bro.
Boxing fans here in Manchester with none other than Paulie Malignaggi, man. Paulie, it's been a minute. It's been a long time since I've seen you. You're looking good. How's life?
Another couple of pounds.
Yeah, but that's looking good. That's looking good. How's life?
I've been eating good since we last saw each other. That's for sure. I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm good. Obviously here for a big fight. Only Paulie Malignaggi only comes out for the big fights. Liam Smith.
I'm excited for this one. This is and these press conferences, you know what they do? They get you more excited because guys are talking to each other, get you more excited about the fights. You're actually analyzing the matchups. It's good stuff.
Listen, after that first fight, a lot of people said this fight's concluded. Liam Smith knocked him out. It was in convincing fashion. But why second time around? Is there a lot more interest leading up to this fight?
I think the main issue here is I think there was such a shock that Liam won the fight. I mean, it shouldn't have been a crazy shock. Listen, Liam's an ex-world champion. He's a bona fide top-level guy in boxing. People were looking at him like he was a little bit past it. Also, this wasn't his best weight, right? He was a better junior middleweight where he won the world title. I don't know. I think it was the shock factor that I think it was the shock factor that he ended up winning the fight when he was not given a big chance to win the fight.
Obviously, we've seen that Chris Eubank Jr. is now paired up with Eubank. We know Eubank quite well with Terence Crawford and other fighters in the US. He's only had 4.5 weeks with Eubank. Is there enough time for him to actually learn anything in the 4.5 weeks?
I mean, they announced it 4.5 weeks ago. I don't know that maybe they spent more time together. Who knows? Ultimately, I think it's more of a mental thing. I don't think that it's anything else more than a mental thing. Like sometimes a fighter just needs a change for his own mind to think, okay, you know what, I'm in a new environment and I feel better. And they convince themselves that that's what they need. So they convince themselves that that's what they need. And Eubank has a good environment in his gym. He's just training the top fighter pound for pound in the world in Terence Crawford. So you can kind of feel like you're a part of that winning family. You know, it may give you more confidence. Ultimately, though, you know, people are still curious about this fight because the first fight was such a shock. Now, all of a sudden, people are giving Eubank no chance, just like they were giving Smith no chance the first time around. And what did we learn the first time around? The guy you don't give a chance to can win. So, that's why we're here.
Liam Smith, does he need to do anything different to the first fight to make sure that he beats Chris Eubank Jr., or does he have to adjust slightly?
It depends on Eubank's adjustments. I don't know that Smith is really going to make any adjusting. Smith is what he is. He's a come-forward guy, fundamentally very sound, and he's consistent and he's physical. He breaks you mentally and physically by being consistent and physical, but he's good technically. So I don't think that he's going to change anything regardless. I think it's going to be up to Eubank to make the adjustments, and I think consistency is the name of the game. You know, if you can't consistently get Smith to respect you, he's going to keep bringing it to you, walk you down, and start to break you. If you've done things that now give you that level of consistency, well, now all of a sudden Smith may run into problems, and you'll be able to have the upper hand. I think Eubank is a naturally bigger guy, right? I mean, he's a more natural middleweight. We don't know if the last time there was an elbow. We don't know if there was an issue with the weight after he signed the contract to fight Conor Benn. We don't know a lot of these things. Smith may look at this and say, that's ridiculous. You know what? He's supposed to think that. But as us giving talking points for the fight, how do we sell you this rematch? Because the first time around, it was more like, how do we sell you the fact that Smith may have a chance? And nobody wanted to believe it. And then Smith knocked him out. So don't count anybody out here. You know, I think that most people are picking Smith now because they can't possibly see the adjustments Eubank can make. But then again, the first fight and the result of the first fight shows what we all know. Nothing.
I know you know Roy Jones quite well, and a lot of people were saying when Chris and Roy were together that maybe it's not the best fit. Chris is trying to fight like Roy Jones, and Roy Jones is just Roy Jones, only one Roy Jones. You can't really emulate that style. What do you make of that? What do you make of people saying that wasn't even a good pair to start off with?
Well, listen, there is only one Roy Jones, but it doesn't mean Roy Jones is going to teach you to fight in every way like he does. Roy Jones knows boxing too. And then again, really, was there any complaints for the fact that Eubank was winning the fight easily until he got hit in the fourth round? And again, we don't know if there was the elbow, if it was a punch. We don't know. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, once there's a loss, people come out and start pulling a lot of things out. But I don't know. I felt Eubank was doing well in the fight until he got knocked out. And then we still got to see if it was an elbow or not. And again, Team Smith may say, that's ridiculous, isn't that? But have we seen Smith punch like that ever before? Have we seen Eubank hurt like that ever before? So it's quite possible you've got to at least include it into the argument, and that's why we're here for the rematch. Smith is here to emphatically let us know, no, I'm better, and that was a punch, and I'm going to knock him out again. or Eubank is here to say, oh, no, it was a fluke, and you know what? I've made all the adjustments necessary. I've hired a dietitian. I've gone to training with Bomac and all this other stuff, and I'm here to make it right this time. Find out. That's why we're here, bro. That's why we're here.
I do want to. Whilst you had a run at the MMA fans, a lot of people are going to say boxing is very open. It's letting YouTubers in. We're just seeing KSI and Tommy Fury probably do massive pay-per-view numbers in September. What do you make of this YouTube scene? What do you make of KSI, Tommy Fury, Logan Paul, Jake Paul, and the lot?
I mean, again, for the fighters, it's great. I mean, even for Ngannou, I think it's a great situation. For Fury, it makes dollars and cents because, you know, he's got an easier fight against for a lot more money than he would with the unification fight against Usyk. It sucks because the true fans lose out, you know, the actual intelligent ones. But you know, it is what it is. So in terms of for the fighters, I mean, I don't have a problem with them. You know, I don't have a problem with them taking advantage in a capitalistic society to sell the public what they will buy. So Tommy Fury, KSI, Jake Paul, Logan Paul. I mean, bro, have you seen Logan Paul wrestle? I recently saw Logan Paul wrestle. Dude, that guy's an athlete. I don't even know why he would box. Dude, that guy's doing somersaults and all kinds of, bro, forget boxing, bro. That guy, I recently saw that. I was baffled. I was like, this guy's doing all kinds of flips and stuff. He looked like remember the Hardy Boys back in the day? I thought he was one of the Hardy Boys, dude. That was crazy. But anyway, yeah, I mean, first of all, I think he should stay with the wrestling. I think he's unbelievable at that. I was insane what I saw. But as far as them wanting to box, I mean, yeah, the fan base will buy it. Yeah, to a degree, it's an ignorant fan base when it comes to boxing. I mean, because a lot of that fan base doesn't watch the mega fights in boxing. So you're dealing with an ignorant fan base, and it's when we're speaking in boxing terms. But nonetheless, these guys themselves are getting better. I mean, I've seen Jake Paul improve little by little. He's committed to it. Doesn't mean he's going to actually realize the potential of winning a world championship. But these guys who are in a KSI, Tommy Fury, you know, they're working on their boxing. It's not like they're just showing up off of their YouTube fame. They've capitalized on their YouTube fame, but they've actually, you know, also worked on their boxing and gotten themselves better and better at their actual boxing. I think within their own league, it'll be fun to watch, but I don't think they'll ever threaten any world-class fighters in boxing.